taken some incredible punishment. But he still needs to do something a little bit more offensively. Yes, we're giving him plaudits for how tough he is, but he's down 2 rounds.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He needs to go out there and throw that badly installed kitchen tap, which is part of the kitchen sink, at Ulrich. He needs the finish if he wants to win this fight. It's as simple as that.
And I mean, he's shown signs of what he needs to do. Like you mentioned, Phil, he's starting to sort of try and get inside the inside, duck under punches, come with a counter of his own, but he needs to do just a little bit more, and he can't get stuck at the end of each flurries either. I mean, even if he's not getting put down by them, he sure isn't winning the fight.
You can see what Bourgeois is trying to do. He's trying to find his entry and trying to mix it up with levels to the body and head, but that distance is just proving the difference maker so far in this fight.
Yeah, absolutely. He wants to be in that phone booth distance. He doesn't want to be at kicking distance with a taller, rangier fighter.
The hips right there. To pop that, there's a misconception that you need to flare the hips backwards to sprawl, but if you can meet your opponent by popping the hips in and essentially be the brick wall that they crash into, you're going to stop the takedown as well.
Oh, yeah. Much like Shakira, those hips didn't lie.
Takedown potential from Ulrich here. You wonder what Bourgeois has left in the tank as well, because he's eating some big shots. But much to his credit, he's still firing back.
I mean, he's got that dog in him, that's for sure.
Oh, eats a big elbow right down the center.
That being said, though, this is kind of where I feel like Bourgeois might get some of his best offense out, but when it is a little dirty. Oh, looks like
oh, referee, you wait for a natural break in the action.
Yeah.
You don't stop a fight when a fighter's throwing to put a gum sheet back in. Come on, that's amateur.
Clash of shins there. Looked like Bourgeois might have connected, but he's eating heavy shots now.
This could be the beginning of the end. Oh, but he gets caught with a shot of his own. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a firefight.
Ulrich is all over him right now. On him like bees on honey. But this ain't sweet. Oh, wow, look at that.
Almost disdainfully throws him to the ground. And if he can keep up, he doesn't need to throw 100%. It could be like one of the Diaz brothers. 60% accumulation of damage will end the fight.
Absolutely. I would love to see him throw some knees in this position as well. Use that length, use that reach. That would also drop the guard of his opponent, opening for more potential for head strikes.
A crimson mask being worn right now by Bourgeois. Much to his credit, he's still throwing shots.
I mean, he may be down, but he's not out. Not yet, anyway.
Could someone please tell Ulrich that there is a particular strike in mixed martial arts called the uppercut? Big man is just loving these hook shots and these straight shots.
And another break in the action here. I'm assuming that the cage side physician is going to be brought in to look at the cuts on Bourgeois.
In my opinion, that's a little bit premature.
Yeah, I feel so too. He's bloody for sure.
But that's not a cut that's going to be an impediment to the fight. That's going to be an impediment to the breathing. But yeah, you're not talking about something that's going to obstruct the vision.
Also, this puts a halt in the momentum that Ulrich was riding. And it also gives Bourgeois a breather.
Referee also doing a terrible job of keeping Ulrich in the neutral corner. But hey, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Yeah, right.
That's what my Tinder bio says. But like, Sebastian, you made a great point that this halts them. It not only gives Bourgeois a little bit of a reprieve, but it also halts the momentum of Ulrich. He could have been on his way to finishing the fight.
Yeah, and this might even serve to sort of cause him to cool down a little bit.
And all that break in the action did to bring the doctor in. It just cleaned up the face a little bit. It was purely aesthetic. It didn't serve any real purpose to the cadence and flow of the fight.
Bourgeois fighting better now, too.
Oh, throwing some nice strikes now. Renewed impetus by Ulrich. He's just covering up now. He's not really offering anything.
More heavy shots thrown there by Ulrich. It seems like just a question of time. 1.5 minutes left in our middle round.
You wonder then, if Bourgeois becomes bloodied up like he was, does the referee then stop it again?
Yeah, that's that was a strange referee intervention there for sure.
Ulrich can separate here and just again leave Bourgeois at the end of these shots. Each time you think that Bourgeois is 1 or 2 shots away from being finished, he rolls and throws something of his own. Like you say, the man is a dog. Final minute of the second round.
And he is just leaking blood all over Ulrich right now.
He is leaking like a badly installed kitchen tap.
And I do wonder if perhaps Ulrich is starting to feel a little bit of fatigue.
30 seconds. Like you said, would like to see him separate and throw strikes. Because again, because of the blood stemming from the nose, that's going to be an impediment to the breathing of Bourgeois. He's going to have to breathe through his mouth, which then means he's breathing heavier. It also means that his jaw's a little bit looser, a little bit slack, because he can't bite down on the mouthpiece. Second round in the books. What a war we are being treated to here at Hexagone 13, Sebastian.
Oh, absolutely. They're wearing this coat of blood with pride, both of them. A testament to 2 rounds of fantastic MMA action.
And if you're Ulrich, you're going to be thinking to yourself, what do I need to do to put this guy away?
And then Phil Campbell would say, throw the uppercut.
Hey, it's a great shot. Bourgeois getting cleaned up. It'll be interesting to see what kind of, like, he's undoubtedly and unquestionably, you know, so tough going in there. He's taken some incredible punishment. But he still needs to do something a little bit more offensively. Yes, we're giving him plaudits for how tough he is, but he's down 2 rounds.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He needs to go out there and throw that badly installed kitchen tap, which is part of the kitchen sink, at Ulrich. He needs the finish if he wants to win this fight. It's as simple as that.
And I mean, he's shown signs of what he needs to do. Like you mentioned, Phil, he's starting to sort of try and get inside the inside, duck under punches, come with a counter of his own, but he needs to do just a little bit more, and he can't get stuck at the end of these flurries either. I mean, even if he's not getting put down by them, he sure isn't winning the fight.
Yeah, absorbing 4 or 5 shots and trying to throw your own. That's not an effective game plan.
The Homer Simpson defense usually doesn't work.
He needs to implement a little bit of lateral movement here instead of backing up to the cage. Again, trying to roll his way into a big shot over the top, but it's a stiff jab.
That was a great jab there from Ulrich.
Seems like he's just trying to set up that straight right down the middle. Nice head movement from Bourgeois. Could have done with that in rounds 2.
Yeah.
Oh, that jab is masterful. Just pops it out.
It's almost like Ulrich can't miss with that jab.
And what he's doing is he's timing it so beautifully, just as Bourgeois is coming in, takes that half step inside, the momentum of moving forward and the momentum of the shot. Beautiful.
Another great sprawl there. And again, he let him up a little bit too easily there. There was the opportunity to take the back. There was the opportunity to throw a kick just as he was back to his feet. There are a couple openings that Ulrich hasn't necessarily utilized.
Oh, beautiful shot there from Bourgeois, though. Found an opening. That nose, I think, is broke. I don't think you would need to be a doctor to quantify that.
Oh, absolutely. It is crooked like my French accent.
Seems to be the only real effective shot for Bourgeois. Oh, he got wobbled! Are we looking at the beginning of the end, Sebastian?
I mean, we've thought so several times. Spinning back kick connects slightly there from Ulrich.
Good patience being shown here by Ulrich. Oh, big knee right up the middle.
Finally, we're seeing some of those knees utilizing that height advantage.
Do you know what you could do with throwing, Sebastian?
An uppercut?
How did you know?
Oh, big winging shots there and a very labored takedown attempt. Easily defended there by Ulrich.
Perfect choice of vocabulary there. Everything that Bourgeois is throwing now is coming just that little bit slower, that little bit more labored. And very much like in our previous fight. You get the feeling that if Ulrich is to put the foot on the gas ever so slightly, he could be on his way to a finish.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, he connected with a nice right hand there. Stopped Bourgeois in his tracks.
Jumping knee just misses the chin.
Oh, another beautiful jab there.
You would love to see the metrics and the statistics on the numbers on this fight, just to see how many pinpoint jabs were landed by Ulrich. Does have 6 wins by way of KO or TKO as an amateur. Even just the way he slides out of range there when Bourgeois is trying to throw the big shot.
Yeah, I mean, he's showing why he is so hyped up, why he is so highly ranked on the French and European scene.
And if you notice, Bourgeois keeps rolling the head out to his right side. As he's doing that, there it is to the right side, and it's very, very low. If Ulrich is to time a head kick, and he connects with that, that could be game over. He starts on the inside and rolls outside every time. See, there it is again.
Yeah, clear tell, definitely. Oh, nice fly.
Oh, huge knee. Funnily enough, if you were going to stop the fight to check cuts, now would be the time to do it because of the cut over the eye.
Yes.
The referee going.
I mean, this looks like a horror movie right now.
Referee going full Ivan Drago. If he dies, he dies. Oh, this could be the beginning of the end.
This might be it. Another one of those flurries might just be enough.
And he's still trying to find that home run hit. Big, big sprawl. And as much as he's taken a beating in this third round, could it be quantified as a moral victory if Bourgeois gets to the end?
I mean, sure, yeah. That moral victory won't go on your record, though.
Big, heavy sprawl from Ulrich.
Yeah, easily defended, very telegraphed. But again, I feel like Ulrich is letting him off too easily from these positions. He could utilize a position and deal much more damage.
Yeah, there's definite blood in the eye here, Bourgeois. Eating big shots. Oh, that has to be it. That's it. Oh, whoa! The icing on the cake for the most decorated amateur in the history of French MMA, who now moves to 1-0 as a pro. Sebastian, how impressed are you with that man?
I mean, on a scale from 1 to 10, I'm probably at a 12 right now. That was one-way traffic, and Ulrich was in the driver's seat. And Bourgeois still down from that knee.
With 10 seconds left in the round, the composure shown by Ulrich, the patience to know that if he just kept doing what he was doing, didn't take any silly, unnecessary chances, keep doing what you're doing, and you will find the finish. And that big knee was lights out. And again, you have to give him credit because it wasn't just the knee that finished the fight. It was the accumulation of the shots, of the damage. It was all money in the bank for Ulrich.
Oh, that was a brutal knee that ended the fight. Such great timing, too. Just as Bourgeois was dipping to the side. Let's take another look at it from this angle. Boom!
That is, as we say back home, an absolute belter of a shot. Great to see Bourgeois on his feet.
And you could, I mean, we really got to see a little bit of everything here from Ulrich. I mean, obviously the stand-up was completely in his favor, but also great takedown defense. He paced himself very well. He found his distance, and he was even able to have a lot of success in a distance that wasn't even that advantageous for him.
If you're going to make a professional debut, you don't just want to get that first round easy submission, that first round easy KO. To block that amount of time and to get that amount of cage time, experience, different looks in the scope of your first professional fight, that will pay dividends moving forward for Theo Ulrich. There we go, seeing some of his handiwork. Bourgeois offering very, very little in the way of offense. Eats that big knee and
A thing of brutal beauty for sure. And I mean, a great late birthday present for Theo Ulrich. His birthday was January 14th. I can imagine he didn't get his cake then, but he got it now. What a performance from the hottest prospect in France.
Very much proving that the hype is real with this young man. And
well, I mean, he trains 3 times a day. He said all that work has to pay off. It sure did.
Dude, I don't train 3 times a week.
Yeah.
That's incredible. If he can continue on this upward trajectory, we may have just unearthed a new star in Theo Ulrich. Watch the armbar. Oh, into the omoplata position. Toe hold, stringing together 3 different submission attempts in one go.
He's cranking it. I'm not sure if he's going to get it.
I don't think he has the wrist grip properly. He doesn't have that proper figure 4 grip.
Yeah.
But you can see Santos trying to get a hold of those toes. Watch out for the triangle.
Yeah, out of a frying pan and into the fire, right? Abdullayev not out of danger just yet.
Abdullayev cannot allow Santos to get that arm, or to get that leg through. Beautiful. The positions that these guys are switching. Did they read the Kama Sutra before coming out to this fight?
I mean, you'd think so. Once again in a crucifix position here for Abdullayev.
If he just keeps throwing elbows here, heavy, heavy elbows. And the thing is, when you're in this crucifix position, the more you try and get out of it, the more energy you expel.
Yeah, sometimes it can be like a Chinese finger trap. You just get stuck the more you try and get out of it. And so far, Abdullayev is clamped down completely. He's picking his shots very effectively, not getting carried away with the ground and pound that he's throwing. He's definitely making his shots count.
You see big, deep breaths there. Oh, he's turning it up with the shots now. Even if he can sit back in this position, this beautiful anchor position, if he can sit back a little bit, he has full control to rain down shots.
Yeah, that's a great point, Phil.
We're seeing that half guard position. A lot of fighters I've spoken to prefer that lockdown on the half guard to the full mount. They feel less vulnerable.
Yeah. Yeah, I do feel like that is getting more and more popular. A lot of fighters you'll see, they'll prefer the 3/4 mounts to the full mount.
Because they still feel like they are bound to their opponent. It keeps them close to it, rather than giving them the impetus to try it and shrimp away.
Yeah.
Final 10 seconds of the first round. And this fight, for me, Sebastian, has really showcased the kind of the technical beauty of mixed martial arts. Trading the position before submission, stringing together your submission attempts. If you are a fan of the technical beauty of mixed martial arts, you are a fan of this fight.
Absolutely. Incredibly technical, incredibly eventful. And a huge swell on the side of the face of Santos, courtesy of those elbows from Abdullayev.
For me, it was a very, very, very close round until that final minute or so, when Abdullayev was able to get that position, was able to get the crucifix. Very smart with the shot selection. So I think that he did enough in those final 10 seconds or so to steal the round 10-9.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. That was the most impactful part of the first round, was those elbows being thrown right there. Otherwise, kind of a 50-50 fight from position to position, both fighters finding success.
But I loved when Abdullayev had the mount. We thought, okay, this is going to be solidified for about 4 minutes. We're going to see 4 minutes of work here from the Dagestani fighter. And what does Santos do? He just stands up, almost as if someone in the crowd called his name. Huh?
Yeah.
You got it.
Somebody shout out, bro, you're double parked.
Second round of what has been a fascinating chess match between these two fighters.
Glancing shot connects there for a Brazilian. His movement's looking a little bit more labored, though.
And that would marry with that crucifix position, that the more you try and get out of it, the more you kind of expel energy. Oh, big flying knee!
Got a little carried away, though. Ends up with Abdullayev in his guard. But as we saw before, Santos definitely a threat off of his back as well.
Trying to underhook on his left side. Abdullayev doing just enough to keep himself honest. Back to the full guard. And this is where you're going to see the differences in what the guard means. You will see Santos open the guard, try and shift his hips. Every time he opens that guard, he's trying to do something offensive.
And you can tell that Abdullayev respects the grappling of his opponent, the way that he really is choosing his moments to strike. He's definitely not throwing anything recklessly.
Look at the open guard, feet on the hips there. One thing that Abdullayev cannot allow Santos to do is create an angle like he's doing now. Abdullayev needs to keep his hips square with the hips of Santos. He needs to follow them wherever they go if he's going to stay in this position.
Yeah. He noticed the danger there. Made the big elbow, slices down on his opponent.
He also, whilst that is great and that does score points, he needs to be careful of not overextending the arms, because you can bet that Santos in the bottom is just waiting for a moment to steal a Kimura or steal an armbar.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Big hammer fist.
Santos trying to fire back from the bottom, but not doing a whole lot of damage.
Yeah, not just your opponent against you there, but also gravity. Foot on the hip here, trying to create angles for himself, but Abdullayev, like we said, there's the angle.
Yeah. Set up
needs to get his toes out of the cage. Referee, toes out of the cage. Toes still in the cage.
Well, the toes ended up not aiding the submission attempts at the end of the day. Santos eats another big elbow from Abdullayev.
Great job to create space.
And a warning there from the referee. Santos was grounded.
I think Abdullayev knew he was grounded, knew he wasn't close enough, and was maybe a little bit of gamesmanship and psychology there.
That's a good point.
Taking the back now. No hooks in. I would like to see a hook in here. Big shots coming underneath the armpit.
Oh yeah, these are definitely counting here.
It wasn't really offering a lot in the way of defense there. Oh!
What a suplex!
Huge high amplitude takedown. That might be the biggest takedown I've seen live.
I mean, that was a one-way ticket to Slam City, and Abdullayev was in the driver's seat. Passes into that three-quarter mount and to full mount.
Huge shots being landed by Abdullayev. This could be the beginning of the end. There it is!
Wow.
Just like that. Magomed Abdullayev gets the win, moves to 2-0, and does so in devastating fashion. You gotta give him credit for the style points too.
Absolutely. He didn't need that explosive takedown. He probably could have scored that top position in a much more technical and low-key way, but playing up to the crowd and getting a big pop as he gets a finish. How about those cheers raining down on Magomed Abdullayev?
Like you said, Sebastian, it was a huge high-amplitude takedown. Not only did it look great, but also landing your opponent on their back and shoulders like that, it's going to win them. It's going to take the wind out of their sails. Here we see it again.
Oh, picture perfect.
That is huge.
And that really did feel like the beginning of the end. I mean, the impact. You could see it, Santos, he was trying to work out of there, but it was almost like that was where his power bar really started getting depleted.
It turns out it's not just Air France that flies out here, it's Air Dagestan as well.
I hear they are constantly in operation.
Again, just beautiful, beautiful display of grappling for MMA from both men.
Yeah.
This was a real interesting technical battle from both men, but right now Magomed Abdullayev gets the win, moves to 2-0.
Le vainqueur par arrêt de l'arbitre pour sa deuxième victoire en professionnel, le coin rouge, Magomed Abdoulaye.
Huge win for Abdullayev. That takedown will be part of not only his highlight reel, but the Hexagone highlight reel for years and years to come.
Oh, you can bet that that is going to end up on a couple of those trailers that we've been seeing.